Yeah. So here again, IoT applications in education actually. In education, there are education organizations actually. There are so many things like in organization level, on campus level. There are so many things which can be, like the campus management, the security, the manpower which is needed to maintain the discipline of the campus, all these things, and the waste management in the campus. All these things can be handled by the IoT devices. Like if you see the second point, we can reduce the manpower by enabling IoT devices, IoT based devices in the organization campus, and we can utilize that manpower for some other needs actually. So these are all the basic things can be handled by the IoT based devices, which will again it is kind of sending information, alerting to the alerting to the organization system, and taking actions again. Educators actually here, educators like if you see like when we go to the class in a college, like we have to have attendance, we have to give attendance and all, we have to give our presence to the teachers manually. This process can be automated so easily, like we can have we can have the RFID chips or the IoT enabled chips to the identity cards, which will automatically fill the presence of the student in the campus or in the classroom or wherever it is possible actually. So we can automate this feature, I mean this activity of the presence of students in the class, which will reduce again the 15 to 10 to 15 minutes time of a teacher to take attendance for of each class. Like if you see the 1 hour class of 8 hour, 8 teachers, if you consider 15 minutes, it will be 8 times 15 into 8 times minutes will be saved actually. So these are all the small things can be handled by the IoT based devices in the further. Again, personalized education. Again, personalized education indicates like again when we talk about personalized education, it comes to when I was in college, like I used to have single system. When I was in my hometown, single system is handled by multiple students. I mean 2-3 students are working on single system because of the less number of computers or something like that. So this IoT based education can virtualize the system, and students can use the available resources so easily, and they can perform their activity in easy way. So data transfer or knowledge sharing and knowledge transfer to the from one student to the another student. So in future, like we used to change our classes, like to go to the lab session and all. So if IoT technology come, we don't have to switch the classes to from one class to the another class to have the practical session and all. So these kinds of things can be handled in IoT applications. So in manufacturing again, in manufacturing, we have some of the points like quality control, inventory management, predictive maintenance, and smart packaging. When we are preparing any product or when we are building any product, quality of the product is very important. This quality of the product, which is the physical object, can be controlled by the IoT based devices. And inventory management, what is there in inventory, what is available in inventory, these information can be tracked easily, and the information can be sent to the manager or who is managing the inventory or the manufacturing process actually. And predictive maintenance, like what can be needed in future, what is not available now, and what is needed in tomorrow, that can be detected so easily, and we can have the information, this is not available tomorrow, this can be needed, and day after tomorrow this can be needed, something like that. Such information we can gather with the IoT based devices. Smart packaging. Smart packaging again needs the manpower here. When we are talking about IoT based devices and machine learning, we can say, when I talked about machine learning, when we talk about machine learning, smart packaging comes under machine learning. Actually, we can build such machines which will pack the product which we have built, and that can be processed easily. This is in manufacturing actually. So again, IoT application in smartphone. In personally, when we talk about IoT applications, we can enable IoT devices in homes also, in our homes. So homes are nothing but like, nowadays we are so lazy to switch off our fans, switch off our light bulbs, which will consume a lot of energy, and we are so lazy to switch off our mobile data actually while sleeping. If I'm not wrong, you can correct me. We are so lazy to switch off our data, mobile data, or our Wi-Fi while sleeping actually. So these small things can be handled by IoT. And if there is one empty room and light bulb is running by so long a time, the IoT device can detect that so nothing is happening in this room, and that light can be switched off, and the energy can be saved. Such small things can be handled, and these small things makes more difference actually. Boon boon se ghada bharta hai kind of thing. Such things we can handle at homes actually with IoT based devices. So smart city again, in smart city, traffic management is very big issue actually nowadays. Traffic is much more, and there are so many different types of vehicle are moving in the cities and all. So with the help of traffic, with the help of IoT based devices, we can inform the traffic control officer that something has happened to the next signal, and that can be controlled to the previous signal actually. And again, we can have such devices where there are so many number of vehicles which are simply waiting to start the signal, but they are start mode, they are not in idle mode, and they are just passing carbon dioxide outside the in the environment, which is causing the pollution. They can just off the vehicle for some time if the timer of the signal is more. That can be detected by the IoT based devices. IoT based devices, nothing but that device we can enable in the vehicle also, saying the timer is for so long, you can switch off the we can just off the your vehicle, and you can wait for 2 minutes to switch on the signal. These kinds of information, these kinds of activity, we can control the traffic management and the pollution management, and the information about the traffic to the next station or the next signal. We can pass all these things to the traffic controlling department. So again, when it comes to smart parking actually, so we can have the in India there are actually we are so far back in building roads actually. We are so there are so many broken roads, no one talks about it. Most of the people tries to develop the areas. That is the problem. And when it comes to the roads, there are so many broken areas on the road, which can cause which can cause accident. The small blocks on the road, that can be sensed by the sensors. This road is broken, this information will be sent to the respective department, and this can be this can be built quicker or sooner with the in a productive way. And when it comes to the smart parking, we can build, we can install the IoT sensor based, IoT based sensors or IoT based devices to the parking slots, where it will give information in this direction, to the left or to the right. The parking is available. The driver can move to that area and he can park his vehicle actually. So any questions still here actually, if anyone is there? I mean, or else I can continue. Yeah. So smart waste management actually again. Smart waste management, when it comes to waste actually, again we are at the top level. When I searched in the Google top waste management countries, I didn't find in the top 10 also our country actually. So it comes to our job. When we are throwing some waste on the road, we have to be very careful, which will affect our health itself only. So when it comes to waste management, we have to be very careful about throwing the unwanted plastic. The plastic is a such thing which is not destroyable, even in the, if it is in the in a sunshine, even if it is in the water, which is not destroyable. So these kinds of waste managements can be done. If there is so much waste on the road, we can have that information in the IoT based devices, and we can send this information to the waste management sector. They will send the trucks and loads, and it is not a responsibility of the officers or the management controlling system. It is the responsibility of an individual to maintain the discipline in the city or maintain the discipline on the roads and all. So even if we find some garbage on the road, it is our duty. If someone is throwing, it is our duty to educate him not to throw that, and take that the garbage to some some place where the management will come and they can take away that garbage to the other area. So this is these are all the applications in the waste management system. So now here it comes to the military and battlefield applications. This is the very important and the high level requirement, where the battlefield or the military officers need the enemy's activities and the other other information, such as the weapons availability and the ration availability for the militaries and all. So when it comes to military, so this is very important to have small information which will make big difference. These information, such as the enemy activity near to the hub of the military officers, and the we can say we can have the sensors at the satellite, or some IoT based devices on the satellite, which will give information about the objects which are harmful to the military area. So in military, like anyone plays PUBG here? I mean, if you see in PUBG, like in game, if enemies are nearby, they will show the footstep of the enemies actually near to the house or near to the person which is available. That information. I mean, I'm just correlating that activity, because we are more into games and all, so that we can correlate that information over here. So we can detect the enemy activity near to the 500 kilometers or 500 meters or 1 kilometer away, which are which are coming to attack on the military base or something like that. So again, this I have covered actually: identifying enemy activity, monitoring soldiers' physical and mental state. This is very important. Again, we will have to manage the physical activity of the soldier and mental state of the soldier. This is very important for a single soldier. Even there is a single soldier which has health issues, that needs to be notified to the respective department or respective leader, which can take care of his health and all others. and syncing soldiers with the weapon system and other devices, like to have a track on the weapons and the bullets and other required activities. Other required devices or some other, the scopes to have enemies, range, to get an enemy's range and all. All these things are very important here. So here it comes the role of law and governance. Actually, when we talk about technologies or any other feature or any other application which we are building, that should be under the law. Actually, we have to follow the law of the country, we have to follow the law of the society, we have to follow the law of the state, or some you can say we have to be under law. So whatever the information we are going to provide, whatever the information we have to gather from the people, personal information, these information should be valid, so that if we are taking some information of the people, personal information of the people, we should not misuse it. If that can be covered under the law of the government of the country, that can be, in some way we can have we can have trust in the the people can trust us, who is going to build this kind of system. They can provide our information, provide us their personal information. Like if you go to Google Maps now, if I go to Google Map and if I go to your activity section, it will provide me all the information where I have traveled, which I am not aware of. It will give all the information where I have traveled, where I have stopped for so many times, so many minutes. All this information. This again, it comes to machine learning. Actually, here I am not aware of this feature in the Google Map, and I have provided my information blindly. I am not aware of that. The Google is tracking my traveling history also. I'm not aware of that, but I have given my personal information. That trust I should have, that the Google is not going to use my personal information in bad ways. In this case, actually. So here advantages and disadvantages actually. So advantages, again, improved customer engagement, technology optimization, reduced waste, as we have discussed some of the applications. These are all the advantages. Enhanced data collection. Enhanced data collection, it means we are collecting the data from one object to another object, one hub to another hub, and the hub is providing the information to the cloud, and the cloud is providing information to the users, which is to the devices which are user friendly, so that user can understand so easily what is happening around. So again, when we talk about disadvantages, again, security, privacy, complexity, flexibility. These are all the disadvantages. If these security, privacy, complexity, and flexibility, security and privacy, if we consider, if it comes under some law and some restrictions, that can be handled so easily, and people can trust who is going to provide the service. So these are all some of the advantages and disadvantages of IoT. So any questions from anyone? I hope my presentation was helpful and it is informative. Hello?
Okay. Yes, it was, Pradeep. Yeah. So just can you go back to the previous previous screen once?
Yeah.
So you are talking about vehicles as well, right?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Let me talk in general, right? So let's talk about these IoT devices that you just mentioned, and in terms of their security. How easy or difficult is it today to hack an IoT device?
Hacking.
Yeah.
So here again, hacking is not so easy until until it is, there are two types of hackers: ethical hacker and unethical hackers. When it comes to unethical hackers, there is a problem. It is again when it comes to, it is not about hacking IoT devices. It is about hacking the information stored in the cloud actually, right?
No,
Okay.
no, you're wrong. You can hack a device. So have you ever heard that Tesla's car got hacked? So would you say their cloud got hacked, or would you say the car got hacked?
I can say the car got hacked. But
Right. So it's
no,
not the
actually, I
cloud.
can say, I can say the information which is connected to the car or the device, there is some information, there is some linking in the cloud, which the information which is stored in the cloud, the hacker has to come in that way actually. There is a linking between the devices, or there are so many gateways to pass to come to the car actually. Of course, car is a physical object, but to hack the unvisible information in the car, that has to be come from cloud to the car actually. I can say, is it feasible?
No, not exactly.
Okay.
So basically what happens as of today is that, let's say if I want, let's talk about Tesla itself, right, as a car.
Mhm.
What happens today, what happened in the US is, this is actually a live use case. In the US, I don't think this was specifically Tesla, but this was a vehicle which was basically allowed to self-driving cars basically. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not sure how many of you have seen Fast and Furious latest version, the recent movie. If you go and watch that, you will actually see someone from their home or from some random place. They try to hack into the car and made it fall off a building.
Oh.
So what they're trying to do over there is they're trying to hack the software which is present in the car and not exactly connected it, in the cloud. So the transition is from the cloud to the software on the hardware device. And what you can also do is hacking on the hardware device is also possible, where if you go today and plug in your USB to the hardware device, if the device cannot be directly protected, right? Because if someone has physical access to a device, they can do whatever with it. It also depends on the security that is there on top of it. But if you have the device with you, you can add your own equipment on top of it to make sure that the data is going to your own server as a hacker, as well as to an external server where the device is supposed to send data. So security, like you mentioned, is a very big disadvantage in IoT devices as of today. So because there is no because it is a hardware device, and if someone gets access to a hardware device, it becomes easy for them to hack it. But if it is a software, you can add a lot of firewalls and try to protect it. But at the end of the day, as long as there are hackers, there are no softwares that cannot be hacked.
Yeah. That is it. Yeah. Yes, Akhil. Yeah. Thank you for this information. Actually, I wasn't knowing about the Tesla car. Actually, yeah. This I just researched. There is the thing has happened with Tesla car. Actually, thank you.
Yeah. So just to add another point, this is for everyone, right? Just a thing that I recently came across. So there is so I'm actually from J&K, but I didn't know about it because I've not traveled a lot. But I think HP company, basically what they did was probably it's not the correct brand, but just giving you a example here. What they did as of today was there are a lot of guard sections in J&K travel basically. So it becomes very difficult for larger devices to pass through those curves unharmed, So you would see a lot of accidents happen in those areas basically. So what happened was, as a company's initiative for society or for the kind of state, what they decided to do was they set up a you can say a device near the curve, which would check the proximity of the vehicles that are coming from both ways, and the device itself would honk automatically. Because today what happens is, a lot of people don't honk and let the other person on the other side know that there are vehicles coming from
Yes.
one or the other sides basically. So to take things on the device's hand, what they decided to do was that they decided that let's forget the fact that people are irresponsible, let's build something that will automatically make people responsible for the actions. So that's when what happened was they set up a device basically on the curves of the guard sections, where the device would detect the proximity of the vehicles and automatically honk in a very loud manner, such that both parties on the other sides are aware that there is a vehicle coming from the other side, and they will slow down. So there are a lot of use cases in India itself as of today, which are growing in terms of IoT. There are a lot of companies in India. There are one or two I know personally who are working on building IoT devices. Today, they are trying to build small robots today, because a lot of us already know, or probably some of us are aware, that some of Amazon's warehouses work completely based out of these robots. And I'm not talking about machines. I'm talking about actual robots, which are supposed to only pick up a parcel and place it in a different place. It has a very simple use case, but whoever has built it is earning a lot of money out of it, right? So IoT in itself is a very big industry. So a lot of companies in India itself are doing their best in terms of building products around it, trying to build things that can sustain and support society. Like Pradeep mentioned, one such problem is waste management. How to actually utilize these IoT devices to do that is a very important task. At the same time, parking lot is one of the second big issues in India as well, right? So today, you literally have to circle around building or a mall to find that parking spot where you actually have to park. And today you see at least 15-20 people are there in that parking slot to actually direct you to the right place. Imagine that you build a system or a small device and place it in that area, so that once the vehicle comes and blocks that spot, in the device you have already closed, or you mark that as reserved and things of that sort. So a lot of use cases are there. So I would request everyone to explore use cases. The reason why we have these knowledge sharing sessions is so that you guys go and research, because technology or staying in tech industry is not as easy as you think. If you are not aware of what is going out in the industry and you are not up to date with technologies, you become obsolete. And we all know how COVID hit hard to the entire industry, whatever industry may it be. So it is very important for us to keep up to date in our skills in terms of us as a company, as well as us as employees of the company, right? So
sorry, your
please
voice.
go ahead and yeah, sorry. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay.
Important for all of us to go and research these things, because if somebody who are developers also here, right? So tomorrow we will be saying the client that, okay, we don't know, so we'll pass on the project. No, it's not going to be that. We will be challenging whoever is a developer here and whoever is the lead over here, or whatever everyone's role is here. We will be taking up that project and we will have to do our research around it. So if you already are aware of the technology, you are doing your research on the side, it will help you stay up to date with technology and support the company in the best way possible. the way we are supporting you right now in bringing up these knowledge sharing session and other sessions that we are planning in the future, right? So the importance over here is self-learning, because in startups nobody is going to sit and teach you or handhold you every step. uh, we are doing it as much as possible right now, because we are almost a fast moving, we are trying to do a lot so that we also reach to a stage as a company in some point in the future where we are growing as a company, right? So please don't take these knowledge sharing sessions very lightly. I would request each and every one of you to research, right? So even Kanika, for example, while she is being an HR, she's trying to stay up in this all of these sessions which are mostly technical, but she is also getting a hands-on understanding of what is in IoT. And tomorrow, if someone is speaking about IoT, she can easily start having a conversation with them without hesitating or giving them a blank face that I don't know about IoT, right? So everybody over here is learning something, may it be the developers or the leads or the HR or any other departments, whoever we have here, right? So please take this, take this as a small activity after every knowledge sharing session, that you go back and research about that tool a bit more. Use the group that we have. It's not only that Irisidea group that we have. It's not only to give updates or to post some of these knowledge sharing sessions only. Utilize that groups to ask queries. For example, if you guys are stuck with something, just ask in the group, has anyone worked on something like this before? I'm looking for some help, and so on and so forth, right? So some or the other person might respond with some help accordingly. So I want you guys to think of this whole as a team. While we are working remote, it might be difficult to do that, but as much as we interact, we will be able to help each other as much as possible, right? So anyways, I'll stop with this. I have a few more things to add at a later point, but good presentation, Pradeep. It was a good topic as well. So does anyone else have any other questions? Please go ahead. Please go ahead and ask.
Thank you.
Hi, Pradeep.
Hi.
My name is Shoaib. Actually, I just want to know artificial intelligence is the example of face detection is the example of artificial intelligence. Is this advantage or disadvantage?
Sorry. What detection? Sorry, I couldn't hear you properly.
Face detection.
Face detection.
Yeah.
Yeah, face detection. Actually, when you talk about face detection, it is not about face. Actually, it reads the retina of eye. Actually, if you close your eyes. Okay.
No. So face recognition monitors each and every size and dimension of your face. It's not only retina.
Yes.
A retina would be iris. The word iris itself says retina. So iris, there are biometric devices that only reads iris recognition. So that is different. But yes, to answer your question, Shoaib, face recognition is more in terms of it verifies the eyes. It checks your entire dimension of your face, every inch of your face, basically.
Yes. Actually, to answer your question, yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, whether
is this okay?
Yeah. Tell me.
Sir, actually, I just want to know, is this advantage and disadvantage for us?
It is not. I can say it is not a it is not a disadvantage. Actually, it is an advantage only. When I was talking about the presence of the person, or I was giving an application on education field of IoT. When I was talking about presence of a student, face recognition will be the one. Even if we enable chips in the ID cards, the presence of the person will not be identified so easily. So I can take my friend's ID card to the college and I can sit on my bench. So face recognition, here it will be very helpful to recognize whether the presence of the person is available or not. Again, face recognition will be helpful in the government offices, like in the crime branches and all, to recognize the faces from camera and all, right? To have catch on.
I understood.
Yeah.
But
Is it
on server,
yeah.
but on server, our data secure?
Yeah, it will be secured in a way. As I say, the service provider, if it is under of law of government of a country, and again it comes to hacking, ethical hacking and unethical hacking. When it comes to unethical hacking, software is just a small piece for an unethical hacker. Yeah, our meeting is going to end in 1 minute actually. Again,
Okay, thank you, Pradeep. I understood. Thank you, Pradeep.
Does it answer your question?
Guys, if there is no question, then I would like to conclude. I'm going to share the feedback form in the group. Kindly just fill that. And thank you so much, Pradeep, for such a good session for us. It was
Kanika,
quite
just to pause here. I would like
Yeah.
everyone to join the meeting again, please.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
Guys, everyone, please join back.
Sure.
Okay.